welcome to another episode of Roz's Happy Hour. This is your girl, Roz. I'm in the silver and black. I'm at a tailgate party. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some football season. Anyway, what's happening? What's happening? How are you all doing? Where's everybody from? Put in the chat. Let me know where you're from. And thank you for being here tonight. 2020 has been full of twists and turns and disappointments, adding to the recent loss of actor Chadwick Boseman. Great talent, such a sad loss at such an early age as well. And also the loss of Coach John Thompson. May they both rest in peace. We all need to stay prayed up, stay positive. We're going to get through this. Be encouraged. If you're new to our Wednesday happy hour, well, thank you. Thank you for joining. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. Do me a favor, please share the link. Hope you had a chance to check out last week's show with the crew. You can't put on a great concert without the crew. They represent the full production in the music industry. And don't forget, you can see previous shows on Roz's Happy Hour YouTube channel. Again, we ask you to support the local arts and talent. Be sure to give us some hearts tonight and join in on the conversation. You can even start a watch party. That would be so cool. I can't grab all the comments, but I will do my best. There's a slight delay in this stream. Let me apologize in advance if I miss a shout out. Today, it's somewhat unreal for me that this superstar legend is here. He is one of the greatest NFL and collegiate running backs to ever play the game. A former Heisman Trophy winner and a Pro Football Hall of Famer, former MVP of Super Bowl 18, NFL Rookie of the Year, NFL MVP. I think I got them all. If you would stand up. Well, I got to show you my jersey. Stand up. Yes. Clap your hands. And let's welcome one of the nicest NFL players ever. And my friend, Mr. Marcus Allen.
What's up, Roz?
Hey, what's
I love the
happening? You like that?
Yeah, it's great to be on the happy hour.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And welcome to Happy Hour. Now, I know that you don't drink, but I am kicking off
No,
my birthday and anniversary with you. So cheers to all you guys out there. Let's go. Let's go. So
Hey,
how
Roz,
you doing? You doing good?
Roz, there's a toast. I think it says there are good ships and there's wood ships and ships that sail the sea. But the best ships are friendships. May that always be.
Wow. That is good. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to get that from you. I like that. I like
All
that a
right.
lot. So let's see what we got going on here. Wow, you and your family. I wanted to ask you, and I never had a chance to ask you, are you an only child? Do you have siblings?
No, I'm not the only child. I'm one of six. I'm the oldest,
Wow.
rather second to the oldest, and I have an older brother, Harold. Then I have a younger brother, Damon, and Michael, and Michelle, and then there is Darius. So we have 5 boys and 1 girl. And
Wow.
we were born and raised in San Diego, but like most people, I think that lived, I guess, on the West Coast. My parents migrated from New Orleans. My mother's from New Orleans, and my dad is from Texas, and they met in San Diego. So I'm actually a Southern
Wow.
boy. So.
Wow. Well, my brother's name is Harold.
Oh, okay, good. Okay,
Yeah,
we got a lot more in common than we thought.
yeah, absolutely. And let me tell you about the jersey. Thank you for my jersey. Wait. Y'all can't see. I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can't see it. Oh, well, it is signed.
I saw it in the back.
My husband said, do not wear that jersey. And I'm like, what? He says, we're putting that on the wall. We're putting that in the frame and on the wall. And I'm like, Okay, well, I'm gonna wear my jersey though. Well, let's jump right on in and talk some football. So you were drafted first round in 82 by the Oakland
Yeah.
Raiders from USC. They moved to Los Angeles and
Hmm.
became the Los Angeles Raiders, then returned to Oakland as the Oakland Raiders. Now they moved to Las Vegas. What are your thoughts about the Raiders moving to Vegas?
Well, first of all, getting drafted by the Raiders was, I was pretty happy. I received two calls, one by the Houston Oilers and one by the Raiders. And what was really interesting, the Houston Oilers asked me, um, could I block for Earl Campbell? And my reply was, well, hopefully we can block for each other. And then my next call was from the Raiders on draft day, and they asked me just one question: how much do I weigh? And I told them 210. And the next thing I know, um, I was the 10th player drafted by, I guess what was then the Los Angeles Raiders. So I was the first draft choice ever by the Los Angeles Raiders,
Wow.
and really enjoyed, loved playing for the Raiders. Really thought that I was going to play for them forever, and unfortunately that didn't happen. But I mean, if you were to ask me how I see myself, I mean, I certainly pay homage to the Kansas City Chiefs, but I mean, I played for the Raiders for 11 years, and
Mm.
um, I guess the original question was about them moving back to Oakland, back to now Las Vegas. I've always thought, I mean, in an ideal world, if everything worked out perfectly, if the financial part of it worked out perfectly, the Raiders really belonged in Oakland. Unfortunately, that did not happen. But I think
Mm.
this is going to turn out to be one of the most amazing things for the Raider fans. One of
Mm.
the things that I've always sort of observed is that even in Los Angeles, the Coliseum was, historically a great, great venue, but it didn't have any of the, 21st century comforts that most of the stadiums enjoy, and neither did the Oakland Coliseum. But Las Vegas is going to be amazing. I talk to Mark Davis often, and this is really a challenging time for him because his biggest concern is, I mean, he wants all the fans there, and I certainly don't think that's going to be the case. But he's really sort of disappointed that he can't open up the Las Vegas Stadium, Alliance Stadium or Allegiant Stadium rather, for all the fans. That is his
Mm.
biggest concern. I mean, he's a guy that he really loves his fan base and he wants to provide for them, and they are going to absolutely love it when that time comes.
Have you seen the stadium? It's
Oh yeah,
beautiful. It's
oh yeah,
nice.
it's great. It's great. It is absolutely positively, indubitably beautiful. It is, the fans will enjoy it. There's not a bad seat in the house, and
Mm.
it is made for the fans' enjoyment, and that's one thing that I know that he put 100% in.
Mm.
Um, Even, I think there's an area going to be for tailgating and things like that because, I mean, you can't go to a Raider game without enjoying the
No,
tailgaters.
no.
That's a big part of it. And
Or the
it's interesting
whole.
when they were thinking about. Um, I guess people were appealing to the Raiders about moving downtown Los Angeles, and Mark said, "No, there's no place to tailgate."
Oh, that's
That was
true.
that was one of the big
Yeah.
things. He says, "No, there's no place to tailgate." So it's gonna be great. It's gonna
Yeah.
be great. Hopefully, they'll be able to come soon.
Mhm. So when you were at USC and you and Ronnie Lott were close friends.
My best friend. He's my best friend today, and we room together. And
Wow.
yes, um,
So how was it to play in the NFL against a great friend like that when you were both so competitive? Did
well,
you
Ronnie. Let me tell you one thing about Ronnie. Ronnie is a professional. He was a professional in college. I mean, his approach. He was always trying to get better. So it didn't matter to him that you were his best friend or close friend at the time. He was about getting better. And so either you had to get better or die. That was basically it. I always tell, because Ronnie tried to kill me in practice, but that is what made me a better player
What?
at USC. Because, and I always tell people, I mean, when you go against a Ronnie Lott and a Dennis Smith at practice, there's nobody else in the National Football League as good as those guys. So they're gonna, you know, if you aspire to be great, if you want to be great, they will make you better. And they certainly did.
Yeah. So I know you weren't a trash talker in the game because you're such an all around nice guy, and everyone you meet loves you. I
Well,
can't even see it.
well, no, I listen here. I never wanted to embarrass anybody, but the only time I ever got verbal is when somebody cheap shot me. Now, if you got a clean shot on me, just say good for you. You know, I'll give you your props, and then next time that ain't gonna happen. But if you cheap shot at me, because I was that was part of the psychological warfare that physical warfare that you have to go through, and what football is all about. Because if you don't retaliate, there are 30 other 30 other teams that are watching. And if somebody gets away with one thing, that will open the door for many things. So I was always about shutting that door quickly. And if you cheap shot at me, it was, I actually waited a whole year to get, let me tell you the story. It was, I almost started crying too.
Oh no.
We played Seattle Seahawks. I can't remember the year exactly, but it was a playoff game, and I got the guy grabbed my face mask, and I bit through. And believe it or not, I didn't wear a face mask. I mean, I didn't wear a mouthpiece, guys. I know it was
Oh
crazy,
my
but
God.
I just, I didn't. And so I bit through this portion of my lip right there. And to add insult to injury, they didn't even call a penalty. So I was livid, right? And I was going to get this guy back, but I didn't do it in the process of this game. But I waited an entire year. I never forgot about it. And I was going to get him. And I think like 2 days before we played them, they cut him. And I was so disappointed. You got to understand how I don't forget stuff like that. So, because I try to play it clean. I mean, I may have done, maybe you play long enough, you're going to get, your temper's going to get the best of you. You're going to play out of character sometime. You may, there's one or two cheap shots you may deliver, but on average, I mean, I think I was pretty good at playing it straight.
But
And,
Marcus, a year you waited on him?
Oh,
You
yeah.
waited a whole year.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's crazy.
That,
Okay, here's another one. This is funny, right? We played against this one team. I won't. The names aren't important, but
okay.
and unfortunately, this guy is no longer with us. So, in a pile, I ran the ball in the pile. They had about, I don't know, about like 5 or 6 guys on top, and he grabbed my Adam's apple, and I went ballistic.
Oh.
So much so, I went to the sidelines and had a few choice locker room vernacular words, and Coach Flores pulled me out the game to calm down. And again, I couldn't get him back in the process of the game, so I waited an entire year. Now I was actually hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we played this team, and I was in my street clothes. I know I know this sounds terrible, but I was actually going to walk up and hit him after the game. But before I got to him, he completely disarmed me and said, "God bless you." And I dropped my head and walked away.
Oh no.
Oh, that was the worst one. Yeah. He said, "God bless you, man." I just dropped my head and I just walked away. And I go like, Yeah,
Oh my God.
that was.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did that because I mean, again, I waited a whole year, and I was gonna because you never let anything, in the National Football, you can't let anybody get away with anything. You can't.
You just can't.
You can't.
No,
No.
no. Oh my God.
So that's how it
So,
was.
wow. So that's what I was going to ask you too. At 210 pounds, you were still considered one of the best goal line running backs at of all time. So, how did you take hits at that size? I mean,
Well, I really didn't get hit
oh, there you go.
a lot hard. I was, and I'm thankful for this. Thank God for this. I was able to sort of maneuver my way around, and I remember the great Jim Brown said, "Don't be cool," right? So I never tried to be cool while I was playing. So, and down by the goal line, it was, any way that I can get in. I mean, I would, whether if I had to crawl in or dive in or go in sideways or backwards, I wasn't trying to be cool. I was just trying to get in the end zone. And but I think my greatest asset is that I knew what was going on too. There's only
Mm,
two defenses. There's only a 6'3" and a 6'2" rather, and a 5'3", and I knew what everybody's doing in every situation. So I sort of knew what the soft spots were and where to go, and so
mm,
that's and part of
mm,
that was being a high school quarterback and sort of understanding there's more than just you on the field. You got to know what everybody's doing, and I've always said there's two types of players: those who know and those who don't. And the guys who know
mm,
can go the furthest and last the longest. Yeah.
mm. So I mean, you're just a smart player. You did your homework.
Well, I studied. Once I understood what everybody was doing on every single play, the game became very easy to me. And it was just a matter of just playing then, just never try to overthink anything, just try to be as instinctive as possible, but sort of knew and anticipated what was going to take place.
Mhm.
And most often it did.
So you're still physically fit today. I mean, what's your workout like?
Well, thank you, because I haven't worked out at all. I told you, well, we're pretty close to remodeling, and then I can take things out of boxes, and then I can actually go work out and run and go to a gym and that kind of thing. But I really haven't. I just sort of I do what I did after every season um, when I played. Today it's almost like a year-round. Well, they get a little more time off than I think they used to, but it's all almost year-round in a sense. You know what I mean? They have
Mm.
uh, these workouts where the trainers want them around and stuff like that. After every season, I took about 3 months off
Mm.
and did nothing. But my number one goal was to never get to gain weight, and if I gain, right around 5 pounds or most, maybe 7 pounds or something.
Mm.
And it would be so easy for me to go back into the flow of things. But I think it was the fluctuation of weight um, during the off season that really sort of, I think hindered a lot of people and stuff. And I didn't want that to
Mm.
be an issue. So I never gained a lot of weight. Uh,
Mm.
at the most, you can work out a week and a half, and lose 7 pounds just from running. So and
Mm.
so I took care of my body. I rested my body. I didn't overdo it. It's the
Mm.
most physically and mentally challenging game. You need to get away from it. I don't know why they almost make it year round. I think it's because they like to babysit guys and make sure they're staying out of trouble, I guess.
Well, let's say hi to some people, and then I want to show them a film of you, what you meant when you said you didn't get hit. You
Well, I
want to
got
show
hit a few times, but not as
a
often
few?
as people thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know Mark Curry is here, comedian Mark Curry. Say,
What?
hey, what's up?
My man, what? Man, I haven't seen you since. I was the last time. I don't know, Holly and Rodney. I don't know, man. Where have you been?
Yeah. He's up next. He's my next guest following
Oh,
you.
okay. Tell him I said hello.
Yeah, it is my girl, Desiree. Thank you. She did the promotional piece.
Thanks,
The moving
Desiree.
one. Yeah, she did a great job. Hey, Ray Leon. He said something about, there's Dr. Franklin. He's in Atlanta. You know Dr. Franklin. He's running for John Lewis's seat.
Oh, is he really?
Yes. I don't know if you're in his district, but welcome. Former president of Morehouse College.
Oh, well, nice. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just moved to Atlanta. I've been out here, I don't know, since November, I think. So I love it.
Oh, okay. And then we got to holler at, hey, Wald. Oh, we got to holler at, that's Mitch. That's Mitch from
Eugene
Chrysler. Yes.
Did I meet him at the?
Yeah, he's the one brought you in.
That's right, man.
Yeah, Mitch.
What's up, Eugene?
Mitch. He goes by Mitch. So let's get back. Hey, Walt. Let's see who else we got here. Okay, he's not saying much. So let's get back to showing them what you got. The clip. You guys want to see Marcus in action? Stand by. Let me bring it up.
Roz.
There you go. We got it.
Allen. Allen, who else? Second and 10. Big hole for Allen inside the 20. Marcus to the 10. Touchdown, Marcus Allen. Clock at half time. Looking for Allen. Right. Spectacular ball.
Here's the thing that I remember most about Marcus Allen. Marcus didn't carry himself like a golden boy. In the old Raider running game, that tailback had to block. Most of those runners, they don't want to do the dirty work. Marcus didn't hesitate. And I shouldn't have been surprised. I mean, he did it in college.
I was recruited as a defensive back and then moved to fullback. And I don't think you can pretend to be tough. Either you are or you're not. I always felt like football was like the greatest laboratory in the world. You could really examine who you are and find out whether you have the quit in you, whether you have the fight in you.
Over 16 years with the Raiders and Chiefs, Marcus Allen often demonstrated his toughness at the goal line. When he retired, Allen's 145 touchdowns were the most of any running back in NFL history.
Marcus Allen could catch the ball. Marcus Allen could block. He could do everything.
Quick toss to Allen. Comes back right, throwing in. Puts it open. Touchdown, Raiders!
He didn't ball you with great speed. He didn't ball you with phenomenal moves. He was smooth. He kind of glided. He could run away from you if he had to. You don't know how he did it, but he got away from, like in the Super Bowl in that one run.
Crockett giving to Allen, sending him wide left. He has to reverse his field, but he gets away for a moment. Comes back up to the 30, 25, 40. Last 2 minutes to 50. Oh, a rebound. Woo!
There's no way that he can outrun that team. No way, but he did it. And it always looks like somebody's going to catch Marcus, but they never do.
Wow. That's it. They couldn't catch you. That's it. You're right. They couldn't catch you.
I was a little faster than they thought. I had competitive speed, so.
Oh, wow. I just want to say hello to Ray Leon. He worked for the city of Oakland. And he said he met you, the good friend Ronnie Lott and Bill Duffy.
Bill Duffy, how you doing, Ray? Good to see you.
Yeah. Inducted into the Hall of Fame on your first eligibility. How did it feel to elevate to such status? I mean, some guys still haven't got that yellow jacket.
Well, it was just a reminder of how blessed I was, really, right? And the most important thing for me was that I want to honor my parents, right? And a lot of people don't know this. Like I said, my mom is from New Orleans. My she's the best. My parents just had their 62nd wedding anniversary, and
wow. But
anyway, at the Hall of Fame, back in 2003, the speeches were a little shorter. Now they're a lot longer, right? So the producer comes to me and says, Marcus, we're going to have to be brief because we're running out of time. And I really didn't think about it, right? And then he came to me a second time and he said the same thing. And I said, listen here, I don't care about me. You better get my father on the air. So that was really important to me. I wanted everybody to know who my dad was. And there is because when you think about it, right, my dad was the oldest of 11 kids. His dad died when he was young. Oh. And he didn't have the greatest relationship with his dad. I remember his mom said, go get your dad. So he walked 2 miles, go get him at a bar. And then he, said, it's dinner time. So they walked back and he barely said 2 words to him on a 2-mile walk home, my father said. And he said really, which was really crazy. He said at a young age, he said, if I ever have kids, it'll never be like that, right? And so my dad is the best, right? And so I wanted everybody to know, and it didn't matter to me, whether I was on the air or not. I wanted my parents to be on the air. So that was the most important thing to me. And I still try to honor my parents and everything that I've done. I mean, I'm proud of myself, but I've done everything that I've done athletically and in life, I owe to them. And because I always wanted that, I didn't want their, existence to go in vain, all the hard work that they put in and stuff. And so, that name Allen is important, right? And it's because, it's Red Allen. Well, that we call him, it's Harold Sr., but we call him Red. And Wendell Allen. Those are the 2 most important people in my life. Except for that little guy who walks through here.
He's handsome. This is real live stream.
I know. I was going like Drake. He can turn into a Tasmanian devil in a second here.
That's all right. So I want to know this. You played with Joe Montana as a quarterback for the Chiefs. And Montana came from the 49ers, and they had a strong passing game more than running. Did the passing play work well for you? Oh yeah, but I didn't mind catching the ball. I actually love catching the ball. So, and playing with Joe was just it was phenomenal. He reminds me of I'm sure you know the movie Cool Hand Luke. I mean, he's just like Paul Newman, and he just he has a smile on his face rather, and in the most dire moments, when most guys would panic, and Joe has a smile on his face because, he's just so comfortable and so natural in that position. And anytime that he was in that situation, we felt completely comfortable that we knew we were going to win. I mean, he's just a natural. He really is. He's just a natural. Just great to play with and stuff. And I remember one time he threw the ball and he was looking down the field. And while he was looking downfield, I did a little swing pass to the right. And he threw me the ball without even looking at me. I mean, he was so good. It was amazing. And he was fun to play with. He was just fun to play with. Wow. So do you miss the game? Do you miss playing?
No. Listen, I played a long time. When you play 16 years, you get it all out your system, right? And then you think about all that you've accomplished, not only achieving, records and trophies and honors and stuff like that. But I also, I was one of the players that sued the National Football League too. One of the named plaintiffs that helped create free agency.
Right.
So
It was because of you,
yeah, well,
basically.
it was. I think it was Reggie White. It was me, and I think it was Mark Collins, Freeman McNeil. I think the four of us, and if I missed somebody else, I do apologize. But it's I feel like I contributed to the game in helping these younger players achieve the amount of money they're achieving today. So
Yeah. Do you think the running backs today has changed?
well, they're throwing the ball a lot more.
Mm.
That is the the one thing. I mean, if you can catch the ball, fine. But if you, boy, you're going to be in trouble when you get running Daggett's office. But it's you always hear the demise of the running back and stuff, but I don't think that's the case. I mean, every great team needs a great runner. And if they don't have that, they usually, have a committee of runners, because when the weather gets inclement, you can't throw the ball, it's too windy or whatever. You got to be able to run, especially when the weather gets cold. You got to be able to run the football. And the one thing about the running game is it makes the other team tired. You can throw the ball all day long, passing it, and basically you're playing a flag football game, but the running game is the only thing that makes your opponent surrender. It's when somebody's physically dominating you, there's not much they can do, and just put their head down and just go back to the huddle. That's always a great feeling.
But what's the traits of a great running back?
Well, I think instincts. There's it's something you can't teach. Either you have it or you don't. It's great vision, great balance, obviously speed, and just awareness. You have this keenness about you that, like you have eyes in the back of your head, like Barry Sanders is just amazing.
You got eyes in the back of your head.
Yeah,
So I want to thank my girl, Gisette Couture. I got these beautiful masks that she sent for me and my hubby. And no, I haven't got this window thing down yet. But anyway, you guys, they also have filters inside. So she's off the hook. Thank you, Gisette Couture. Drop your info down below. Go to her website. She has some custom made. What is it? I don't have my glasses on, but it's GisetteCouture.com. And she is just a bomb. I've talked about her before on my show, where she has does some designing clothes. So where's everybody from? Did you put them in the comments? Let's see what else is going on with you guys. There she is, Gisette. Thank you. Thank you so much for the mask that you sent to us. We truly appreciate you. Oh my God, Denise, how are you? Welcome. Welcome. All right, I think y'all want some more Marcus. Hold on a second. We're going to bring Marcus back in.
TV.
There he is. But I got you, though. I got you. Let's take a minute and tell people how we met.
You hired me for a job.
Yeah.
And we kept talking. We had some synergy there. We're like synchronized swimmers, and so we kept talking. And even after you hired me to speak for, was it
Chrysler Minority Dealers,
yeah,
CMDA?
Right. That's what and struck up a friendship.
Yes, absolutely. I was so nervous.
Why?
Like, because I'm in rock and roll, and here this NFL, superstar was coming in, and, I was like, okay, Marcus, I'm trying to block for you and run interference. And you guys, this is how Marcus is. He just walked by me. Hello, hello, hello. Shook everybody's hand, greeted everybody. And I was like, all right.
No,
All right. That's the
yeah.
kind of guy that he is. And I appreciate you for that.
No, it was my pleasure. I enjoyed it, by the way. Met a lot of great people and stuff, and more importantly, you and your husband. So that was great.
Thank you. And Ray, you and Ray talked for a long time.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, he's on here as well. So we'll, just say hello to Ray and his wife. What team did you enjoy playing most against?
Against? Oh gosh. Well, Denver. I had a lot of fun against Denver. San Diego. That was my hometown. And when I left the Raiders, I actually wanted to go play for them, but they thought I was too old, which I didn't quite understand. So.
Who is this? I'm sorry. Who is this?
The Chargers.
Oh.
Because I grew up in San Diego, right?
Right.
And my dad took me. There's a couple of things that I think the viewers would find interesting. My dad took me to Balboa Stadium. I had to be like 6 years old or something like that. That was downtown San Diego before they built San Diego Stadium or Jack Murphy Stadium or Qualcomm Stadium. That was before then, right? And then my dad actually worked on the stadium. Mm-hmm. So I've always had, and I played a game there at a halftime of a Charger game when I was 10 years old. And then I played my high school game there when I scored 5 touchdowns. We won the CIF championship. So I always had magic in San Diego, and they never quite understood that. And I said, guys, you guys didn't make a big mistake. Well, I ended up going to Kansas City and not going to San Diego, but I wanted to play home. Because I always played well in San Diego Stadium, but you can't force people to be intelligent, I guess. So
their loss. Kansas City's gain.
Yeah, and I love playing there. That was great, because I was 33 years old, and at that particular time, everybody thinks that you're over the hill and stuff like that, and then, and obviously the issues I was having with the Raiders, they weren't saying good things, and I had my say, and I was just glad to go to a new place, and end up scoring 15 touchdowns that year at age 33, and everybody, and I basically said, I knew I could do that at 33, so that was it was a great year, and I actually ended up playing until I think I was 37. I played 5 years there, and every year it's like, okay, because I originally had a plan to play 10 years because I thought that would be a great noble career and stuff like that. But after the 10th year, I still felt good. I said, well, I'll keep playing. And then after the 12th year, I said, you know what, I actually feel pretty good. I should keep playing. And then the 13th year, same thing. 14th year, same thing. 15th year, same thing. And then I played 16. And then, you have to leave the game. Monetarily, it's hard to walk away from that kind of money, right? That's a blessing to make that kind of money. Intellectually, you can't play forever, and emotionally, it is what you've been doing your whole life since I was 10 years old. So it's a very difficult, it's very difficult for me to sort of like, to say, okay, this is it. But you have to. And to say, 16 years and to, to win a Super Bowl and to be, Rookie of the Year, to be Super Bowl MVP, to be League MVP, to be Comeback Player of the Year. I mean, it's just a blessing. That's all. I mean, by the grace of God, all that happened and stuff. So, but I enjoyed Kansas City. It was great.
Mm. Was there some great blockers for you in your career that you would recognize?
Yeah, I always had. I've always had. You know what I've always had in front of me? Guys who fought, right?
Mm.
Guys that were fighters, and I love playing with. I didn't care if you were like, huge or you were super quick or whatever. I just wanted to, know that you are ready to, just go toe to toe and fight and scratch and do whatever you could to win. I like guys like that. There's a lot of guys that are built like Tarzan, play like Jane, and there's some guys that you look at and you may not be impressed with, but they got such huge hearts and they just fight every single play. And I told my guys, I mean, if you miss a block, that's okay. Just don't stand in the way, right? Just move, because
Mhm.
if I can make somebody miss it and try to make something happen and stuff. But I had always had guys that can fight, and I had fullbacks. Kenny King blocked for me a little while, and I certainly blocked for him. But Frank Hawkins, Steve Smith, when I was with the Raiders, Steve is dear to my heart. He I think it's been over close to 20 years now. He has ALS, and he's still just
Mm.
fighting and just going,
Mm.
just his will to live and to be there for his kids and his wife is just an angel. She's been taking care of him and stuff, and he's yeah, and not that I ever feel bad, but if sometimes I'm like, woe is me. I'm going like, no way, man. Steve Smith is like, it's no way that you can ever, um, feel sorry for yourself, man, because he's such an inspiration. And so I had
Wow.
lots of guys, and
Wow.
one thing about football, though, you forge some great relationships. It's nothing better than being in the trenches with people and fighting together and striving together. Blood, sweat, and tears. No,
Mhm.
everybody else, they see us on game day, right? Or they see us hosting the trophy in the air, but they very seldom see the how hard we practice and then the camaraderie that's built and the relationships that are forged forever. You may not see
Mm.
guys for 20 years, but there's something special, that this bond that you have with certain guys and stuff like that. That's one of the reasons sports is so great.
Mm. Yeah, that's a amazing career. What was your fastest 40 speed?
4.5, four five
Mm.
five or something like that. I think. Yeah, I mean, but I was faster in the game. You know what I was? I was actually quicker than most people realize. I think what happens, even when the Redskins played me, I played Redskins in the Super Bowl. I didn't play I did. I had one play. I had a hip pointer. I think we played
Mhm.
against the Denver Broncos the week before, and I got a hip pointer. So I only played one play, and that was a special teams play. So I don't think they really knew how I was obviously a lot quicker than they thought. I was much faster than they thought. And I just didn't think they knew that. And you can watch film, but some guys film doesn't tell the whole story and stuff. So um, that was
Mm.
it was, what I love about that game is I think it was, maybe it was Harry Callis, I'm not quite sure, but nothing on earth could stop the Raiders on Black Sunday. Nothing
Mm.
on earth that could run, block, and tackle could stop the Raiders on Black Sunday.
Yeah, there it
They
is.
they if they beat us in Washington D.C. High scoring game. They barely beat us, and we had about 5 starters that didn't play, and they
Mm.
didn't know what hit them. One of
Mm.
my best friends is Joe Theismann, and he's funny because
Oh,
he'll always
nice.
say, he'll look at me and said I stole a ring from him and stuff like that. I said, you got. I tell Joe, you guys had no shot, man. No shot.
Yeah, that was yours.
Yeah.
So does the 40 really matter if you understand the game of football?
I mean, you certainly get to have speed, but I think what people don't understand is like angles. You know, there's an intelligence to running too. You know, I created distance, you know, and separation just by, you know, pushing left to right. And then again, I think I was faster than most people gave me credit for. And you know, I mean, it's, you know, if somebody has like blazing speed, you know, it's, you know, I talked to Herschel Walker the other day and stuff, and he was just like, you know, he had blazing speed, right?
Yeah.
But we all
Yeah.
have something that we're all sort of different, you know what I mean? Even Barry Sanders, who had, you know, he had great speed, but Barry Sanders had a multitude of things. I mean, he was a lot stronger. I mean, he's shorter too, but he's so quick, and his maneuverability was just off the charts. And there's some guys that, you know, may not be may not move, you know, laterally as well as others, but then they're just flat out fast. So I mean, I mean, it's just running backs. We sort of, this is the funny thing. Running backs, we can get in the same room and just have the best time. We just love each other, right? We can get in, and there's no egos or anything like that. Boy, but if you get those wide receivers in one room, oh my.
Wait, they don't get along?
Oh, they're jockeying for position, who's the best, and stuff like that. We just kind of laugh at them, you know.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know there
Oh,
would
yeah.
be a difference like that.
No, we're cool. We're cool with each other and stuff. We just say Jim's the best, and we just, you know, we leave it at that. Jim
Yeah.
Brown.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is there anyone that stands out today in college or pro in running back?
Oh gosh. I like Saquon Barkley a lot. I think he's amazing. I mean, I've always liked guys that can run the ball and stuff. It is here's the thing about running the ball, right? You always have 11 guys that are trying, not just trying to stop you. If you're a good defense, you're trying to destroy a person's will, right? And that's when you understand what a great running back is, because there's, you know, he may not, you know, gain a yard on 5 carries and stuff. Then all of a sudden you think you got him, you think his head is down, then you walk back to the huddle slowly, but then he's coming back right at you. And, you know, it reminds me of Earl Campbell. I love Earl, such a good dude. He was a monster. He was
Yes.
fast. He was powerful. I mean, and DBs did not want to tackle him. So there's a lot of great guys. Dickerson, the Juice is amazing. Golly, I can just keep going on. You know, just great runners. Just kind of, you know, and they all have this sort of artistry and beauty about them that was just, you know, but we're all different. Nobody
All
was really
different.
alike. Everybody was sort of different and stuff. Yeah.
So you did some acting early on. Any plans for acting?
No. No.
You need an agent for that?
No. Well, Roz, let me tell you what. You and Jamie can collaborate. You know, we can split that up. You know what I mean? So, what have you been doing? What have you been doing since you've been spending a lot of time at home? You guys been sort of on lockdown in California?
Yeah, we are totally locked down. I mean, God, the fire. We can't even open our windows. We so locked down.
Right. Yeah.
But this is what I've been doing. I've been doing bringing on, you know, superstars such as yourself to engage our audience out here in real time, to take us away from the television, the news, the politics, all of that stuff, just so that we can have this momentarily time to, enjoy. And then I
Right.
think I've drank up all the liquor in the house on this show.
That's not good.
Yeah, it's like we're out, and but it helps me to stay connected with the folks that I love and adore and look up to.
Right.
So when you said yes, I was really, really surprised and honored.
Well, listen, I'm a little bit kind of disturbed why you were so surprised.
I
No.
mean,
You know how I roll, right?
I know.
Right. Let's tell
I
your
know.
audience, right?
Yeah. Right.
Just because, right? This is how I think because I have perspective, right? And the heights that I climbed and so forth. I mean, it becomes more humbling the higher you go and stuff. But just because I've done more than someone doesn't make me better than someone. So that's how I.
Absolutely. Power.
So
Power.
yeah. Well, you know that. So
High
I was like, come on,
five.
Raj, you know I'm going to do this for you. What are you talking about?
I
I mean,
know.
come on. I was like, are you doubting me? Come on.
And then somebody asked me, do you know football? Like, do
Oh,
I know football? What do you
that's
mean?
offensive. That's offensive, isn't it?
Yeah.
That
How are
is
you
like,
going to
what?
interview Marcus Allen?
Right.
I'm like, what?
No, come on. They're not understanding who you really are.
No.
The depth of who you are.
Yeah.
Come on. Tell me you're like this like this Renaissance person. You know what's going on.
Absolutely. And have you golfed? I know you love golf. Have you been able
I
to
just
golf?
golfed today. Me and Jerome Bettis and
Oh.
Victor Green, who played for the Jets. We actually golf quite often, a couple times a week. And, we had sort of I think it was a couple of months ago, sort of a soft kind of, lockdown here. But we never really stopped going out. Obviously, respect everybody's space and stuff like that. But I'm not
Mare gonna get you. She looked like she was gonna get her belt out at any time now.
Well, I'm not gonna be in a fetal position and just lay at home, and I'm gonna live and try to learn to deal with whatever's out there. You know what I mean? But we can't just sort of, in my opinion, just sort of give up on life basically. And I mean, I feel terrible. All these people losing their businesses and stuff like that. And I understand that health is number one, but we got to find some way to be able to do both because the livelihoods of people are being destroyed too. So, and we said we weren't going to talk about this, and now we are.
I know.
Yeah.
Let's change that. But I mean, the last time I worked was with you. That's the last time.
That was.
Yeah, that was the last time. We were in Vegas,
right?
And I haven't been on a plane since. I've been in a hotel, but I haven't been on a plane or anything since. I've literally been locked down
twice to Vegas, and
I know because I said, Marcus,
right,
make sure you get a hazmat.
I would apologize about that stuff. There was a little mix up.
No. I mean, when I said make sure you get a hazmat suit before you travel,
no,
did you laugh?
Hey, it's hard to wear those things, but I'm trying to comply.
Yeah. So, what advice would you give to an NFL rookie player?
Respect all, fear none. These guys put on, their pants and shoes just like anyone else, but go in there and work hard. Don't say much, just work hard. And that's what I did. I said very little. I let my play do the talking, and then obviously I started to get embraced by the players, and then I opened up, and the rest is sort of history. But I didn't go in there thinking that I was the stuff, you know what I mean? I said, let me shut up and let me go in here and work hard and do what's necessary to endear myself to my teammates, and that's what I did.
Wow. So what's next for Marcus Allen?
Marcus Allen's trying to be the best father he can possibly be.
Yeah.
There's nothing greater in the world. There's no greater honor. Um, you know, it is. I tell myself now. You talk about movies, right? My favorite movie of all time is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner?
I love that
Sidney
too.
Poitier, right?
Yes.
And I'm paraphrasing, so give me a little. He's having an exchange with his dad. He says, "Son, you don't know what you're doing. You never made a mistake like this before. You've been nothing but a source of pride for me and your mom your whole life." And I think Sidney says, "Shut up." And he says, "You can't tell me to shut up. Not after what I've done for you. I've carried that bag 75,000 miles to give you all the chances in life." And then Sidney says, again, I'm paraphrasing that, "If you carried that bag 1,000,000 miles, you did what you're supposed to do. From that day, you owed me everything you can do for me, like I will owe my son if I have another."
Wow.
So every day I tell my son, or I tell myself, my son did not ask to come. So I owe him everything I can do for him because I brought him here. So that is, I think, the same, even without my dad saying it, I think that's how our dad raised us. He did everything he can possibly do for us and still does. So I think that's my greatest,
Wow.
that's my greatest work right now is to be the best dad possible.
And I know I could go on and on. I really enjoyed talking to you. I want to be respectful of your time and preparing to close. Do you have any other words of wisdom to leave with everyone? Anything to say to the youth of today?
There's just that, if they really put their minds to it, if they really put their minds to it and 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 and, and not listen to the naysayers, because there are always a lot of people out there to say, you can't make it or you won't make it or don't even try. I'm one of those people. I mean, I'm lucky to have, I had cheerleaders at home. I had mom and dad and in a village that cheered for me and stuff. So I never had booze at home. But even if you have booze at home, right, from people that say they love you, but they do things that are contrary, because we should never, eliminate or dissuade kids from doing or fulfilling their dreams, whatever it is. We got to encourage them and as the dreamer, you have to dream, right? And you have to put the work behind the dream. The first thing is to make a decision on what you want to do. And once you decide, then you have to work for it. And you can't let anybody, you can't let not one single person stand in your way. And I think with that attitude, if we had more attitudes like that, we'd be unstoppable.
That's so true, because when I started this show, people were like, "What? You're gonna do what?" I'm like, "I don't know, but I gotta do something. I can't go outside." So thank you. That is some strong advice. Don't let the naysayers tell you what you can't do.
Right.
Do it. Step out on faith.
This is your motion picture. This is your life,
Yeah.
right? Now you make it an epic, right? You make it so great that everybody wants to sit down in the theater of your life and go view it. Okay? This is your film.
Exactly. Marcus, I'm so grateful that you would come on Roz's Happy Hour. It definitely means the world to me, especially leading up to my birthday and anniversary, September 6th weekend. This was such a treat for both me and my husband. And he says hello.
Well, tell him I said hi and look, happy birthday to you.
Hi.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Roz. Happy birthday to you.
Woo! Thank you. Don't y'all be hating. Don't be hating out there. Just, thank you.
Thank you for having me. Tell your husband I said hello, okay?
I will stand by.
Guys, enjoy.
Marcus Allen, one of the greatest players ever. And we had him right here on Roz's Happy Hour. And we just love him and appreciate him so much. We'll never forget the kindness that he gave me and the rest of you today. So, unfortunately, in this time in our lives, we need to be uplifted. So I hope today was uplifting to all of you as much as it was to me. Well, this concludes episode 14. Wow. I won't be here next week. I'm going to take some time to celebrate my birthday, time to be with my husband for a minute. So, and chill. But I'll be back Wednesday, September 16th with comedian and funny man, Mr. Mark Curry. So come on back and let's hang with Mr. Cooper. I thank you all for your support. Please tell a friend, share the link, and we'll see you later. Be safe, stay strong, be courageous. Again, I challenge you, each of you this week, to reach out to an elderly person just to say hi. All right. Thank you. I'm your girl, Roz. Later.